Many people in the general public feel the Fermi paradox needs no solution because they believe aliens have already visited us. However, in science, extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. One related idea is the zoo hypothesis, which suggests that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations do exist, but intentionally choose not to interact with us, much like zookeepers who keep animals in a zoo.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you have to accept it's possible, except that the zookeepers don't hide themselves from the animals. So you could say they're pretty good at it. We're getting better at observing the universe and looking for signals in the universe and so on. So they're doing a really good job if they're sort of tracking our detection capability and continually avoiding, so I don't know, it's possible.
Recent estimates using the Drake equation suggest that the Milky Way may host very few detectable civilizations, potentially only one, the human race. While earlier estimates were much more optimistic, this updated perspective takes into account the possibility that civilizations may not last long enough to become a spacefaring civilization.
But we don't know how many civilizations might there be in a galaxy like the Milky Way, for example. We don't know the answer. How many worlds support life in the Milky Way galaxy? We don't know the answer. We only know of one at the moment. Although I think most people would guess that surely there must be other places, even perhaps within our solar system, where life exists. But we don't know that. And so what ultimately we can say, I believe, is that we should behave as if we're the only civilization currently present in the Milky Way. That should be our approach to the way that we manage our civilization and our planet and the way that we plan our future, even though it might not be right, because we have no data, essentially.
Ultimately, the Great Filter hypothesis should serve as a wake-up call. It reminds us that if detectable civilizations are indeed rare, perhaps because many self-destruct before reaching advanced spacefaring stages, then we must be vigilant in safeguarding our own survival. In essence, if we are alone in the Milky Way, our failure to overcome our own challenges could extinguish the candle of consciousness in our galaxy forever.
I think it was Carl Sagan again who argued if a civilization like ours becomes a spacefaring civilization, so multiplanetary and then interstellar, then you have to have solved these problems that cause us to be violent, predatory. And so he suggested that as you make progress and become more powerful and navigate these problems, as we said, these filters that may lie in the future, so you have to, for example, learn to get on as a planet, as a civilization, as one civilization on one planet, in order to flourish and to go out to the stars. So he would argue that, I think he did argue that maybe these other civilizations would have solved this problem. And so they would not expect a violent sort of interstellar, a violent civilization to come in, as you see in science fiction films, and try to take over everything, because violent civilizations like that don't really solve the problems that are necessary to build interstellar spacecraft. That's what. Now, whether he's right, maybe he's being optimistic. The power of the Fermi paradox, ultimately, it's not dogmatic. It's the opposite of being dogmatic. It's saying, given that we have not yet observed anyone, what might the reasons be? And that's an interesting exercise.